Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's me, Mr. 4K. So this is very interesting on latest Xbox news, and this is coming from Vice News article. That's where I am on right now from Vice News. They're essentially saying that there is a possible Xbox Game Pass and Netflix bundle tier that could actually happen, titled Xbox Game Pass could get cheaper tier with Netflix bundle. And this is according to the Vice News article. For me personally, I think this would be great because I do love Netflix. I do enjoy Netflix and I do watch it. And I reviewed some movies from Netflix. But in on itself, paying for Netflix monthly, it's as it's as much as paying for Game Pass Ultimate a month, right? So Netflix certainly it's not cheap. I mean, Netflix is great. They have now baseball, WWE. They got boxing, and they got these special sporting events. Um, I think Ronda Rousey and Gina. I forgot her name, her last name, but Gina Rousey and Gina. They're having a fight, and also boxing events. So there's a lot of stuff on Netflix. Netflix is certainly one of my best. I think it's everyone's best. Uh, what's the word I'm trying to use here? Jesus. Streaming service. They've been leaders for now how many years, right? Feels like 20 years. They started in 2008, right? So yeah, they've been around close to 20 years, give or take 20 years. They've been around. It'll be about 2 decades. And funny thing is, when they first started, they approached Xbox 360 back then with Peter Moore, and Peter Moore, who launched Xbox, he was the CEO of Xbox, who launched Xbox successfully back then. Peter Moore, uh, partnership with Netflix. Remember, it was part of the Xbox Live update. So when you purchase an Xbox Live update, the Netflix would be included. Streaming Netflix app would be included. You would be able to watch movies. I remember my very first Netflix experience was on Xbox 360. And before we read this article, the reason I'm telling you this because I think some of you have forgotten that people who are my generation, they probably will remember this. But some of you who were born like in early 2000, you probably don't remember because you were a little kid. Uh, but I do remember back in 2008. There was a Netflix subscription combo package deal with the Xbox Live and the Xbox 360. And I do remember watching for the very first time, this is like the very first time a streaming movies service was available ever, dude. This is way before Disney Plus and HBO Max and Hulu and all these other Paramount, all these other subscription services that we have today. So Netflix obviously started the whole streaming movies and entertainment. They're the first one to actually start this under a different CEO. I know there's a well, the founder is a different founder, who founded the Netflix, and then he sold it to some other guy, and then now this other guy is running the show. So anyway, let's read this article. The reason I'm mentioning this to you because I think it's important for you to understand that this is not the first time that Xbox had a good relationship with Netflix. Netflix and Xbox, they go way back. They kind of started together, if you will, back in 2008. So I just wanted to refresh your memory a little bit. But let's read this article. So this is what the article says. A new report claims that Xbox CEO Asha Sharma wants to make Xbox Game Pass more affordable for players again. However, where things get really interesting is that the same insiders also claim that the newly appointed Microsoft executive is considering adding a new Game Pass tier that would include Netflix bundled with it. Listen, this is, let me highlight this. I think it's very important to talk about this. Listen, I'm going to say this right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. This is a good indicator that Asha Sharma, even though I know we were all kind of worried because of her reputation of working with AI and creating AI, and you know how we all feel about the AI. Uh, this really shows me that she really is making some first good steps. It means that she's looking at the pricing of the Xbox Game Pass and she's saying, well, wait a minute, how could you expect people to pay $30 a month when that's as much as paying for Netflix? You know, don't you think they would rather pay for Netflix? But what if we include Netflix with our Game Pass bundle? Don't you think that would excite them? And listen, I have no problem paying, $30 a month if the Netflix is included. Then that's a great value. Not only do I get all of these other features that Game Pass has, all of these other accolades and all of these other games that the Game Pass has, but at the same time, I also have Netflix included on top of that. So I feel like for what I'm paying now for Netflix, it's as close to what I could be paying for Game Pass. But if I can pay 30 for as long as they don't bump up the price. Here's the thing. As long as they don't bump up the price, but I don't think that's what they want to do. If I can pay 30 for both Netflix and Game Pass and have access to Netflix and Game Pass for $30 a month, to me, listen, that's a great deal. Because I'm like, hey, dude, now I get to enjoy playing video games and get to enjoy watching all these TV shows and movies that I am so used to watching on Netflix. But the only difference this time is I am paying the same amount that I usually pay for the Netflix, but this time I have Xbox Game Pass included on top of that. So that's a great value. So the first steps that she's making here are very attractive and good. What I mean by attractive is that, okay, look, I'm already paying as close to what I would be paying for Game Pass each month for Netflix, and I'm like, hey, dude, if I can get Netflix and Game Pass both together for the same amount of money, that's a no-brainer. That's like, yeah, dude, sign me up. Where do I sign up, dude? Yeah, that seems like a great deal to me. That seems like a great value. People will say, all right, well, that's a great value. All right. People don't mind paying $30. Listen to me, guys. People don't mind paying $30 a month as long as you give them a great value. Understand that. It's about that value. As long as you give them a great value, they don't mind paying that 30. As long as they know they're getting a great value for it. Think about that. And I think she understood that. She's like, well, wait a minute. We're making people pay $30. You probably look at some of these pricings. It's like, come on. It's not like we have like some super amazing games every month coming on Game Pass. It's not like we're putting out like exclusives every month. Like, come on. Let's settle down. Let's look at these pricings. So I think she's doing something right here. But let me go read some more. The latest rumor comes from a recent report published by the Information. According to the outlet, several sources who recently attended this year Game Developer Conference GDC 2026 spoke to Sharma about the future of Xbox Game Pass at the gaming event. Uh, the Xbox executive reportedly told attendees She wants to make future consoles and products like Game Pass more enticing to a broader range of customers by revamping pricing models to offer low price tiers. I see. I already like this. I like what I'm hearing. You see, I I already like this. This shows me that um, that Asha Sharma it's serious about making some very necessary changes to make Xbox good. And this is good. This is all. Listen, this is good first steps. It means that she's tackling this pricing, and she's like, well, wait a minute. I don't agree with this. I think this is maybe like kind of like too much. Let's I'm sure she even told what's his name, Satya, like Satya, like I looked at those prices and it's like, come on, we have to be reasonable here. We have to look at a competition, and we have to see how much they're paying and what we're giving them. We got to give them something more for asking this kind of a price. And maybe he kind of looked at it as well. Maybe even he said, "Oh, maybe you have a good point. There are competitors out there that we need to keep an eye out on, and I think we could do something here. And then they probably looked back in the past, their previous partners, like 2008. They look at Netflix, like, hey, we used to partner with Netflix. We had a great relationship with Netflix, and I think we still can. And they know that we were partners back in the days. We essentially kind of started together with the Xbox 360. So maybe maybe they approached which I'm sure they did, and said, "Hey guys, would you like to team up?" And why wouldn't want a Netflix team up? Listen, Netflix is already doing great. They're like behemoths. They have. Are you ready? 320 million subscribers. Okay, let's just process that. Just wrap that around your brain, around your brain. Just wrap it around your brain. Think about that for a minute. 320 million subscribers. 320 million subscribers. They're behemoths. They're huge. All right. And why wouldn't they want to expand and reach out to Xbox and get even more subscribers with this bundle? Why wouldn't they want to say yes? They'll probably say yes. Sure. Uh, this is only going to get us more subscribers. This is only going to give us more recognition on top of recognition that we already have. I mean, they're huge. They're behemoths. I think everybody agrees with me when I say Netflix, they are the behemoths when it comes to streaming. They're the first one who started streaming movies and the original programming on the streaming. They're the giants. They're huge. I don't think there's any debate about that. Okay, so let's see. Report claims Xbox CEO discussed pricing changes at the GDC 2026. Let me highlight this so you guys can see exactly what I'm reading. Uh, on top of revamping Game Pass pricing, the report also claims that Asha Sharma recently met with the CEO of Netflix. That's great. She already met with the CEO of Netflix, so that's a good start right there. Just having a meeting with the CEO of Netflix to discuss partnership. Um, in particular, the two executives have reportedly kicked around ideas on potentially building Xbox Game Pass with popular streaming service. Yo, I'm already excited, bro, because this is really, bro. And I even talked about the Game Pass being like a Netflix streaming service. Now I will have two of my favorite services: Xbox Game Pass and Netflix all in one. I always said that Game Pass gives me a great value for day one releases like Forza Horizon 6. I said, I will play it through Game Pass, and all of these other games that Xbox have, and Now to be able to have Xbox Game Pass bundled with Netflix, dude, to me that's like I'll gladly give you that $30, bro, without hesitation. Like seriously, if you can give me an ultimate bundle with a Netflix and include Netflix 4K streaming without any ads, all bundled together, uh, bro, for $30, man, take my $30. Then I will no one do I will not complain about that $30. I'll say, hey, take my $30. So this is exciting, dude, and we'll see what the pricing is going to be. Is the Xbox Game Pass Netflix bundle actually happening? So this is the question that the Vice News, and Vice News is very reliable. Okay, they have a great reputation on reporting accurately. So let's see. Although the information it's usually, let me see, let me highlight this. Although the information it's usually a reputable source, this latest Xbox Game Pass rumor it's a bit complicated for starters. The report is based on multiple individuals who supposedly who supposedly had conversations with Asha Sharma. So we don't have a direct source or statement from Microsoft about it, but assuming that these individuals' accounts were verified, it's still hard to say how much of this Xbox is an active Xbox policy. Listen, the fact that listen, the fact that Asha Sharma is talking about it, and the fact that she met with Netflix executives and Netflix CEO, it's more than enough for me to get excited. All right, just the fact that she's meeting with the Netflix executives and that she's meeting and she met with Netflix CEO, and the fact that she's talking about it on GDC 2026 about this possible partnership with Netflix, um, to bundle this bundle of Xbox Game Pass and Netflix. Um, it to me it's it's more than enough to get excited. You know. Otherwise, why would you have a meeting with a Netflix executives and Netflix CEO unless there's going to be some sort of partnership working together? But they also, like I said earlier in this video, back in 2008, Netflix had a great partnership with Xbox. This is not like the first time that the Netflix and Xbox had a relationship. You know, that's why I keep emphasizing this in the beginning of this video. They have done this through Xbox Live with the Xbox 360 when they first started, when they were still kind of like renting, DVDs. Remember DVDs back then, when they were renting DVDs and Blu-rays in the mail, and then they had this option with Netflix streaming where you download this Netflix app, which is part of your Xbox 360, Xbox Live new dashboard experience. Remember back in 2008 or 2009? I think it was 2008 or 2009, but I think it was 2008. And it could have been 2009. Don't quote me on it, but it could have been 2009. But it was either 2008 or 2009. And this is when Netflix was just starting to put Blockbuster Video Store out of business. I used to work for Blockbuster, so I miss Blockbuster, but I knew that that monster's coming down a hill called Netflix, and I just knew it. So anyway, so the reason I mention that is because I want you to understand, for those of you who don't know or who are not aware. So this is not the first time that Netflix had a partnership with the Xbox. So there's a good possibility that we might see this happen. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. All right, it's still just a rumor. It's nothing. It's confirmed. Nothing gets set in stone. But the fact that she already is talking about it. The fact that she met with the Netflix CEO and she's talking to Netflix executives, this all indicates that there's a possibility that this might happen. So I'm pretty excited about this, you know. And the fact that they have a history together, that the Netflix and Xbox 360, Xbox back then under Peter Moore, CEO, they had a great relationship. So this really seems like a perfect marriage that could happen, like that could actually come to fruition. But we'll see what happens. Now let's read this one more last part on the Vice article. Why a Netflix bundle would be a big deal for Game Pass. I already know this, but let's just read it. I think everybody knows it's common sense. Uh, The most interesting news to come out of this report is the potential for an Xbox and Netflix collaboration. Since many households already pay for Netflix subscription, having it included in an Xbox Game Pass tier would be a major get for Microsoft. Ever since the Game Pass price hike in 2025, many users have complained that Microsoft failed to add enough value to the service to justify the more expensive tiers. However, including Netflix in that deal would be pretty exciting. If Microsoft actually pulled this off, it could finally address the long-standing complaints about the Game Pass price increases in 2025. This is exactly what I've been talking about on this video. And this would now give people a great value. Like I was saying earlier, dude, I'm already paying close to, just for the Netflix alone, 4K streaming without the ads, close to $30. I'm already paying close to $30. So I'm like, dude, if I could have Game Pass and Netflix for the same amount of money that I'm already paying for Netflix, dude, take my money, take my money, take my money, take my money. I would have gladly, like, here, take my money. I'm telling you, no one would complain. People would say, hey, there's a great value here, bro. You're getting best of the both worlds. You're getting Netflix and Game Pass all included together for the price of $30. Dude, no one will complain. I'm telling you right now, no one will make a video and say, oh, this is too much. People say, no, there's a great value here, bro. Look what you're getting. Look at all the games that you're getting. Look at all the extra extra stuff that you're getting on the Game Pass for the gaming and day one releases, right? And all these Ubisoft games and all these other games that are coming in. Uh, and on top of that, you have Netflix on top of that. So you get two great services all bundled in a one price of $29.99 for $30. Bro, that's a great deal. I'm telling you, I will not complain. I don't think anyone will complain. And this is really brilliant that Asha Sharma can actually see this, and this really makes me excited for her as a CEO. This is really good. Who knows, man? She could make a major comeback for Xbox. I'm telling you. Um, Maybe this is exactly what Xbox needed. Maybe Xbox needed some fresh, new face. And look, Phil Spencer, I give him a credit. You know, the guy has done a lot of good things for. Because of him, we have Xbox Game Pass. Because of him, we saved the Xbox One and turned it into Xbox One S. You know, I made a video where I said, Phil Spencer gave so much to the Xbox, and because of him, we still have Xbox. And listen, we have to give credit where the credit is due. We have to give Phil Spencer a credit. Now, I have my own opinions and ideas why I think he left, both him and Sarah Bond. But again, that's just speculation in my opinion. And I know I made a video having a speculation and opinion about that. But this really gets me excited for what the new CEO Asha Sharma is doing, and I think we all should be excited. It means that she's doing something right. It means that she's making the first good steps running this business, running this company, and that's good. That's great. That's making me excited that she's realizing the things that needs to be fixed. the things that needs to be addressed, and that's great. That's great. This could mean a great comeback, and we'll see what happens with this Xbox Helix, Project Helix, right? We'll see when that is coming out. So there's a lot of interesting things going on with the Xbox right now. So this is good. This is good. This is all a great news, and this is exactly what I wanted to see. This is exactly what a lot of you wanted to see. So I think this is great. This is a great news. All right, well there you have it. That's what I think, and yeah, this is great. Great news. Uh, so yeah, I'm pretty excited, especially because I love Netflix. Listen, I like both. Look, I love both of these services. Game Pass, I always said, is like a Netflix of gaming, and of course, Netflix is Netflix. So to have both of these services, Netflix and Xbox Game Pass, this holiday season, are you kidding me, dude? You couldn't ask for a better Christmas gift than giving me the ability to have two great services, Netflix, behemoth, which is Netflix, and Xbox Game Pass, all bundled together this holiday season, dude. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is a great news. So we'll see. I'll keep monitoring this story. I'll keep following this story, and any news that I hear about, I will certainly make a video like this about it, and I will let you know. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.